Well, Clemson is such an important part of the Antonelli family, and you can't do anything Clemson unless you involve the Sweeneys. And usually we have Dabo with us, but this year we've gone with a different twist. We've brought Kathleen, the boss of the Sweeney family, who,
Ah,
like you, is a three-boy mom who gets it better
yes.
than I do, how you deal with all these guys in the house. Kathleen, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Debbie. It's an honor. And I'm just so proud of what y'all are doing, what you're doing, shooting hoops all through that crazy hours of the morning. I mean, that's really special what you're doing. Very special.
You know, like you guys who use your platform so well to make your community better and the world at large better. And it sounds so simple to say it like that, but it really is true based on the way you run the football program, the way you run your own family, and how you live out that culture piece that we talk about in sports so much. I know it can't be easy for you, Kathleen, because Dabo is such an accomplished, such a person who's in such high demand. But how does it work? Like, how do you make it work? What are some rules that you have when he comes at home? Do you have any rules?
Those of you who know my husband, he is amazing. He's just got God-given talents and energy that can just go all through the night. That's why he needs to join you sometime in your nighttime shooting escapade because he loves it. And but we don't really have any rules. I mean, he's usually he makes the rules up there at the office, but at home, I mean, we've been together since middle school and best friends since then. And we're just kind of on the same wavelength. I mean, people meet me and be like, God, you have a lot of energy. I was like, well, if you don't know my husband, I was like, I have to try to, keep up and have that same energy level. But no, he just, I think finally when he gets home, he tries to relax, but it usually still involves that's something he and I will do. Like we try to exercise together daily, whether it's going for a run or usually trying to run one of our dogs. And but he comes home and finally that's just a place for him to breathe. But still, it's usually working in his office or, like I said, we'll go out for walks or runs together. But no, he's usually still on. Is still on when he gets still a lot of energy, but tired too.
Well, I've never seen you without a smile on your face, whether it's in the press box or on the field or in the Shepherd Hotel, or you're working around town, walking. I've caught you walking on the sidewalk. I've just run into you in other places around Clemson. I think that's the beauty of Clemson, right? I mean, it's this beautiful community that has such a giving and safe and secure heart. That's the best way I can describe it.
I am with you. I agree 100%, Debbie. It's so 20 years ago last month we moved there and we still just pinch ourselves. We're like, we just can't believe that we have been so blessed to be able to be in the same, especially in the coaching profession, but in this same beautiful small town that, like, your son goes there. I mean, once you're there, you get it. Some people, it may not be, it's not this big city life, but it is just the best place ever to raise your family, to go to school. And just, I mean, it's really our home. And since the university is bigger than the community, I think, when we moved there was like 13,000 in the city of Clemson. Now it's probably maybe 16, but there's, 20,000 students. So the university really is the whole town. So it's just, we're all part of it. And you can be at home and be at, a softball game in a minute or a basketball game. And it's truly a family community. And that's one of the things we love about it so much.
We can kind of assume what Dabo's game day and prep for the week and all that is like. What's your prep for the week and what's your game day like?
Actually, people think that we're busier in football season, which we are, but both Dabo and I enjoy that more because, well, it's the season. So who doesn't love that? But it's more of a schedule. Like he knows what he's doing, like every Monday through Thursday, like I was saying, during football week, like he encourages his coaches to get out of the office during lunch. Like we exercise together every week, every lunch, every noontime. Sometimes he does his noontime basketball, but we will be together throughout the season every week during lunch. And then Fridays, we're traveling to the game, or if we're at home, we're home. And then he spends the night at the hotel. And so Saturday mornings, usually at the Sweeney household, I don't know, a dozen or more, we have company. So I'm running it at the house while he's at the hotel, and then feeding everybody. And we love it because friends and family from back home in Birmingham or around the country usually come to visit us. So game weekends are very busy for us. And then I always tell them, I'm sorry, it's beautiful tailgating on campus. Y'all can go do what you like, but Saturday's really a work day, obviously for Dabo and for me as well, because we have recruits starting, 2 hours before the game. So we're in his office recruiting, meeting with the parents, and then sometimes after the game too. Like in November, some weekends, I may have to host like 200 people at the house. It's great. We love it, but it's just our world. Just, representing Clemson. And so it's always better. We usually win. So it's always better if we've won and we have the recruits, so, but it's fun, but it is a lot of work.
How do you manage all the expectations, Kathleen? Every year, Clemson is expected to win the national championship. It doesn't matter if you're a new fan or if you're an old fan. If you follow Clemson, that is the expectation, the reality of what you and Dabo have built at Clemson, along with Jim and Beth Clements and other pillars in the community. But basically, it's you and Dabo and Jim and Beth.
Yeah. And like I was telling you earlier, we absolutely love Jim and Beth. They are just not only, running the university, but they're dear friends of ours, and they're so supportive in every way. I mean, if we need to bring a recruit by there, their home is open. I mean, and you don't get that at every university. I mean, we just love being with them, and they're really, really special people. And there are high expectations. I mean, sometimes, Dabo and I, we were like, wait, what? Why are people? I don't listen to social media and stuff like that. So that helps a lot. But, I may see someone in the store and they're like, oh, next year will be better. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait. And I said, Dabo, why are people?
Games.
He's like, oh, they're not happy, Kath. And I'm like, what? I just try to live in this blissful bubble. And I know our players, and we're really close to all them. And I'm like, people are really mad. I mean, I know they don't want to lose, but, losing 3 games, I mean, Dabo wants to win all of them, but you still have to keep life in perspective, I'm like, didn't we just win the ACC championship? But, so it is, the expectations are high, and we're happy about that. But yet, fans, and most fans are very happy and they get it. It's just the loud minority that gets all upset because, you lost a couple games. Most people get what Dabo's trying to build there, and that, it's not going to be perfect every year. It's not easy to win. Winning a football game's hard, and Dabo's made it probably look easy, but it's really not. I mean, it's each game brings its own challenges, and the other team is well prepared too. So I mean, we want to be undefeated every year, but that's not always realistic.
Well, I'll tell you what Dabo is undefeated in for sure is running down that hill. Rub the rock, run down the hill. You said that you run with him every day. You've got to take some pride in watching that. Like, are you like locked in? Are you like keeping your fingers crossed? Because that is quite a steep sprint.
Every time and I sit in the stands, and have for 20 years, it's same seats, and I love them. And I just watch like all the other fans, and I'm like, oh God, please make it down the hill, please make. And he's amazing, but it's a very steep hill if you haven't done it. I mean,
it's crazy.
It is steep, but he's just, he's really, really, does a great job at that. But he's like, you know what? There's some people that are just waiting for me to fall, Kath. I was like, no, you can do it. But it still makes me a little nervous, even though he's done it hundreds of times. But it's steep, and he runs so fast.
He does. And I love that he out sprints the security every time. I love that.
And those are some young guys too. I mean, they're like, late 20s, and that makes Dabo proud. And he should
That's very
be.
cool. That's really good. Now, I know Dabo has this huge staff, right?
He does.
He's got lots of people. How
He
about your
does.
staff? What kind of staff do you have?
Well, but his assistants are so awesome to me. Like, as a matter of fact, we were just texting this morning about ladies clinic. And so, I mean, I definitely, have, but not, so that they help me as well. But it's, but I love all of our coaches' wives. We're all really close. And, we all like try to love on the players. I mean, we kind of split it up. Like, if you're the DB coach's wife, I mean, it just depends on, but they all help, like, love on the players. Like, it's all a collective thing. We all, just, we're up there a lot, and we have certain family night meals. So we get to see each other a lot, and we will get together and try to, let's celebrate their birthdays and do different things. So I couldn't be more blessed with the sweet, like, loving coaches' wives and staff that we have, because they all care about the guys. Because, sometimes they just need somebody to talk to, or their mom's not there. So it's really nice. I mean, there are a lot of special people up there that help in every area.
I think you need to hire a few assistants, because I know you have a lot on your plate. And I'm sure you could get that done if you wanted. But so on game day, Kathleen, I'm curious, like, do you ever wander around the tailgate situation? Because it is off the charts. Like, lot 2, the grass yard. I've been all over tailgating pregame at Clemson. I've been everywhere to tailgate there, and it is really fun.
It really is. I mean, I don't get to, because when I get to the stadium, I have to kind of get in there because we have Tiger Walk. And then, like, it's usually always a really big recruiting day for us, because that's when the high school boys want to come, to the home Clemson games, because there's only 7 a year. So there's so many, like, right up until Dabo goes out on the field, we're meeting with parents and our recruits. So I don't really get to, but it is funny because Dabo and I are usually the last ones to leave the stadium. And I mean, it's, 3 hours after the game, because he's got to meet with Tim or Don Munson. I mean, he's got all kinds of post-game shows and things to do. So we're up there really late, and we'll pull out, and there might be 1 or 2 tailgaters left, at 1 a.m, and we're like, Dabo roll down the window and wave to them. They're like, I mean, we don't know them, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
But what a great game day. I mean, the environment is amazing, and it's so exciting. I mean, our players' parents get together and tailgate, and everybody has so much fun, and it's all part of the experience.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. So what makes you the most nervous? 4th and 1, Dabo running down the hill, or when your boys check in?
Oh gosh, all of it, really, I guess. I mean, I feel really confident that Dabo's going to make it. I mean, I still get a little nervous, but once that's over with, I just think anytime, especially if the game's close, or whether it's one of our boys or any of our guys, gets injured. I mean, that makes me nervous, and especially tight games. I mean, I love one where, you can kind of relax and we see all the best, and those are the best games. But when they're tight, that makes me really nervous. Or if we're behind, and just because, we know all of our players and how hard they've worked, and it makes me sad if they fumbled or they've done something, you just get sad, not only as coach's wife, but like as a mom, you're like, oh, you just feel sorry for them if, when things like that happen. Sure. But it's not the end of the world, but it's a big deal at the moment to them. So those are things that make me nervous. If, maybe we're not doing our best, and we know we can. Makes you feel bad for the coaches and the players, but I still try to keep it in perspective. I'm not yelling at them like some fans. I'm just, so those would be the most nerve-wracking, is when we're maybe behind in a game or something, or one of our guys goes down with an injury.
keeping it all in perspective, which I know at times can be hard because there's adversity that happens in the games and things are tight, like you said, and there are nerve-wracking situations. But if you could keep it all in perspective, what's the most joyful part of it?
Oh, definitely a victory and just seeing them come together as teammates. I mean, you hate to be just superficial, but that is what they've worked for. So when you get a victory, I mean, that's absolutely, those are just the best times. It just brings pure joy because, you get to know your guys and the coaches and all of their really blood, sweat, and tears. And for them to be victorious and win a championship or win the game. I mean, that truly is the best because all their hard work, when you see them in summer workouts and all of that, I mean, it's a lot. They have a lot on them. And for us to get a victory, again, not taking that for granted. There's only, so many games, and I'm sure you felt like that in basketball. I mean, people think, oh, you can win but a lot goes into winning any type of sporting event.
Winning is hard at any level, anywhere. It's not easy. So let me shift gears with you a little bit, Kathleen, because when Frankie was a freshman at Clemson in the Life program, which was 6 years ago now, that we have been at Clemson for that long, one of the best things that the Clemson Life students get to do, and they get to do a lot of really cool things, but one is going to football practice. And I remember when Frankie first went to football practice and he was telling me about Dabo this, Dabo that, and I was like, how about Coach Sweeney? No, it's Dabo. And I thought it was really cool that he's getting his picture taken with Dabo and the guys, and it's such an incredible experience. I know from Dabo, we've heard him talk about what it means to him and the players and how that's such a part of the fabric of the university as the Clemson Life program, which makes Clemson even more endearing and more special. But what does it mean to you? Because you're there at practice day. You're there with the All In Foundation, which is what you and Dabo created, to make a difference in the lives of so many different families. What's that day like at football practice for you when the Clemson Life students show up?
That is actually the best day. I mean, and not only do I love it, Dabo, the coaches, all of our players love it. I mean, I'm speaking for the masses, but I think it's probably one of everybody's most favorite days of practice. And just, I mean, Clemson Life, I mean, you're a parent. I mean, I can't put into words how you could put that program into words, but it is just so special and so amazing. And then, like I said, I'm also friends with Beth, and now that her daughter Grace Clements is there, she's taught me a lot. I've learned more, or learned a lot, from parents like you or from Erica Walters, who runs the program. And so Dabo and I, like, that has just been one of our missions, is to help it and try, our foundation, to try to, donate monies to it, because I mean, it's expensive to go to college. And like, Beth said, a lot of these parents have not saved. Yes. And just to be able to go and help. And another one of my favorites, I know Frankie knows, Marston. Marston Miller, he's in a wheelchair. I think the only one, right? But he's a graduate, but he works for us now in the football program. And he's one of my all-time favorites too. It's just all the joy and excitement that these students have being out there. And I mean, you just can't help but smile. They're just so amazing, and all that they've overcome. And now they're here at college. And again, I can't speak like you can about it as a parent, but it definitely brings us so much joy.
Yeah, we could spend the whole 24 hours talking about what Clemson Life has meant to our family on this live stream for 24 hours, nothing but net. But there's one other topic, and that is, I know what Dabo has talked about with Coach Stallings, John Mark, and the story of how he was introduced to someone with Down syndrome. And he's referenced the way of the shepherd many times in your association with the Shepherd Hotel. And we've had Rich Haydeck on the live stream. So we have listened to him describe what the Shepherd Hotel has meant to the community, why it was put at Clemson, and your leadership behind it, along with Dabo. What would you say, Kathleen? Because I've run into you in there for breakfast when you're in there. I like to say it's a great adult place to have an adult beverage and a drink, or the food is outstanding. But when you've been at Clemson for so long, and there all of a sudden this beautiful hotel shows up with a purpose that is unlike any other place in the world right now. It's the only one where 40% of the people that work there have some intellectual or physical disability. It's just incredible that it's an extension of the Clemson Life program. It's the next step. It's a transition from graduating to having a job. How does that make you feel when you know that you're a principal part of why that is there?
Oh, it makes Dabo and us feel so happy. I mean, I don't want to take any type of credit. We just tried to go alongside Rick and Rich and everyone there. I mean, we're just a small part, and to have that hotel there, if people listening have not been, I mean, you just must go. I mean, when you walk in the door and having, like you said, 40% of their staff or their members, employees, or crew, and just have 40% with like special abilities it is like no other. You walk in there, you're so happy. It's beautiful to begin with. And it's right there, like to watch it, because they went through a lot to try to even get it built, a lot of obstacles, but just the perseverance. And then to see all the special people that work there and are part of the team there, I guess a team's the best word. It is so special. So anyone listening, you've got to go by the Shepherd, stay there, have a drink there, have lunch there. Now they have dinner. The dinner is phenomenal. It's just, don't you think it's a little hard to describe until you go there, right? I mean, once you go there, you get it. And from Marcus to everyone, they're all so happy to be there, to work there. And the food's phenomenal. The rooms are beautiful. The views are beautiful. Their whole purpose is amazing. So, I mean, be more proud to just be even a small part of the Shepherd Hotel. And they're trying to look, to put it across the country eventually.
Right. They already have property in Columbia in South Carolina, so that to tie in with the South Carolina program there. And I think they're looking to keep extending that opportunity to other life programs around the country. But Clemson will always be the first. It's always been the best, and it's more than a pilot. It is the model for other schools to follow. So we're all very fortunate about that.
Oh, it is. It's amazing.
So Kathleen, one last thing for you is you said since middle school. I know there had been a point in your relationship with Dabo where he told you he was going to do this and he was going to accomplish that and he was going to win multiple national championships. At what point in your relationship since middle school did you know that he was really going to do all the things that he said he was going to do in his dreams and all his goals?
Oh, Debbie, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I mean, really always, that's probably why I was attracted to him as a younger girl. I mean, just his passion. And I mean, he was, three sport athlete. I mean, he was always doing and going and achieving. So I really never doubted that he couldn't do anything that he put his mind to. So, I mean, from little, that's one of the things I've always loved about him is his passion and his determination. And I mean, his love, for other people, love for sports, and just how he inspires so many people and encourages his players. And I mean, it really makes me proud as his wife, because he truly, and hopefully all coaches are like this, but he truly loves and cares about each one of his players. I mean, it's just a passion, and that makes it easy for me and our boys, even, at a young age, to sacrifice so much time of his, because his heart is so right. I mean, he really, from the walk-on to the, to Trevor Lawrence, to the #1 draft pick. I mean, he loves them all the same, and he really wants the best, whether it's on to the NFL or, more importantly, getting their degree, because tells all of them, NFL is not for long, and most of y'all aren't going to make it to the NFL. A lot of them do, but if you think about, we have 130 players. I mean, it's just a tiny percentage that's going to go on to the next level. So he wants their college experience to be, everything. And really at the end of the day, have that degree from Clemson, because he knows that's what's going to lead them in this world. And they're going to be great fathers, husbands, businessmen, making a difference in the world, beyond sports. I mean, sports is the catalyst, but we all know that comes to an end one day. And he wants to make them a better man. So that makes me very proud. That makes me very proud.
And I'm sure as proud of your 3 young men that you're a 3-boy mom like me. So we got something. We got a special connection. I know.
Absolutely. And oh yeah, and you're just amazing in and of yourself. So I'm so happy to get to talk with y'all.
Well, thank you. And, kids go to college and they make a bucket list. I sent my kid to college at Clemson with my own bucket list. And one of the items that I haven't checked off yet, but I know I'm going to, is I'm going to shoot hoops at your house, because I've been to the president's house many times to shoot hoops, and I want to come and shoot at your house.
Please just text me, reach out to Dabo. You come up. I'm serious. We would love it. It's an open invitation.
We're going to take advantage of it, Kathleen. I might come in with my squad. My Clemson Life squad.
That's fine. That truly is fine. Please come.
Well, thank you so much.
On all of your fundraising, you really are just doing wonderful things. I mean, and that finger of yours, that's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I did break my finger playing basketball, so it's okay. I'll be fine. I can still shoot, and we'll see how the results are when I'm in the driveway. But I'm so grateful, Kathleen, for your time, and I'm so grateful to Dabo as well, and what Clemson has meant to our family. And this fundraiser is really an extension of why sport is important. And you touched on it in multiple ways in our conversation. Why sport is important and why people with intellectual disability need a place to be able to compete and train. And that's what we're doing. And that's why we're raising money.
Right. Absolutely. And please come over anytime. Please come over to our house.
I will be there. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you, Debbie. Good luck, everybody. Bye.